Okay, everyone. So, last time you guys had some conversations with Folia, some dance-offs, some drama with some, cute boys. Some stuff happened. But we left off. Albus had gone out to gather, and certain rules were made that have consequences. And so we basically pick up with everyone sort of winding down for the night. I don't know if you guys recall what you did for your camp activities, but everyone's kind of winding down for the evening. Albus, you, I think, and Gunnulf had kind of wandered out to look about, go gather some things, checking the market. There isn't much of one in Don Laika this late at night. Even during the day, it's a couple shops, like the stores that you've seen in town. It's not really a bustling marketplace by any means, It's more of just a quaint little stop not far from Lighthaven. But you guys try to wander a little bit out of town. Gunnulf knows a couple places where, maybe some herbs or other things might grow. But your search ends up rather fruitless. There's not much. There's even some signs that maybe some of the stuff that does exist out there has been gathered and grabbed, perhaps by the doctor or Folia or somebody, especially because Gunnulf, a couple of places that are relevant to the pharmacy and everything. You studied with him. But you guys kind of turn up empty-handed. I have a cat. And you eventually head back to the inn. Everyone kind of settles in for the night. Is there anything else you guys want to do before heading to bed? As disappointing as your search was, everything seems to be okay for the time being. So
it's like late at night, right? Like
it is. I would
middle
say,
of the night. Okay.
I say roughly around midnight.
Okay.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like sleepy time. We're all tuckered out from our dancing and
it's quite a day.
I was jigging. Or what were we doing, Sean?
Yeah, the dub key.
Oh yeah, the dub key.
Dub key.
So, as everyone settles down for the night, I feel like I have to feed this cat or it's gonna
keep screaming at you.
It's gonna be like, hello, I'd like a snack. This is what we do. But you guys, as you settle down for the night, you sort of, let's just say we're gonna take some turns going around here. So I want everybody to tell me what's on the character's mind. What are they dreaming about? As you guys sort of fall asleep, an eventful day, you have Casimir on the horizon. You've got a lot behind you, that's for sure, for each of you, and a lot of potential and possibilities going forward. So I guess the question is, what is on everyone's mind as they fall asleep, and what are the sort of dreams that they have? Now, Sharp, obviously you're maybe a little, you don't have to sleep. I don't know, an activity, meditative one that you've decided to sort of pick up or attempt, kind of up to you. Or if you're just like, nah, I'm just going to be awake all night. Who gives a shit or whatever. That's totally up to you. But so we can go around. Steve, give it to me. Where's Steve at?
Definitely. If you would ask him, what did you dream about last night? He would say, I don't quite remember, which is true. but just a bunch of images of sort of like darkness seeping in, darkness on the edges, inky blackness coming out of people's mouths, dyeing their eyes, just sort of touching and tinging everything with this foreboding black, and sort of violent too.
Okay.
But like lustily violent, like kind of like not a nightmare maybe, but like, oh, that was kind of like not like a wet dream, not fully on there, but like very into the things that were happening.
Okay. So, okay, I gotcha. What about Roz? What kind of things are on Roz's mind here?
You know that dream you have where you like keep chasing after something and can't catch it? Kind of like that. Except, I mean, it's a good thing for her in the sense that like there's at least the possibility of trying to catch her sister.
Okay.
So before it would have been nothingness as far as that goes because she was gone for 30 years and there was nothing to chase. But despite the optimism that the various clues that she had gotten recently have given her, it also means that it's like she keeps feeling like she's outside of arm's reach.
Okay. Gunolf, run me through where his mind's at.
Well, Gunolf, as he's drifting to sleep, has something ringing in his ear, I suppose, is, why didn't you dance with me?
Okay. So is it just like is it like just a phrase? Like how does that manifest in the dreamscape? Like is it just the like how are those feelings coming about?
It's sort of like it's a call to action, if that makes sense. He's finding that in this dream he needs to start taking action.
Okay.
Not necessarily about Kestrel, just he needs to start taking action.
Sure. Does he like find himself on like a dance floor or like in a forge or like what's the environment of this dream? What's the imagery that his brain is conjuring for this lack or need to call a call of action? Like what's the
it would be like the dance floor, but instead of where the kitchen was, it would be the forge, I suppose. Forge kind of ringing in his ear, the various forge noises going on in there.
Okay. Kestrel?
So I think Kestrel's got a lot on her mind recently, but I think the thing that has sort of followed her into sleep tonight is the question of what happened at the facility. You know, all this sort of pain and stuff that she's not confronting in her waking hours is sort of manifesting in her sleep, you know? Her disconnect with her kin spirit, all of that. And the visual is almost like not just a dream, but a memory. And she's 12 years old. There's 4 steel walls, sort of security light lit room, and she's sort of huddled, backed up into one of those walls with the shackles around her wrists, and there's like a one-way mirror on the other end, and in the center of the room, chained up, is a goat. And Kestrel's starving. And 2 anchorite scientists come into the room to administer it's like something in a red syringe, you know, some red fluid, and they inject it into the goat before eventually leaving the room. And she's scared. She's begging for her kin spirit to protect her, but she's got the shackles on, so she can't transform. And slowly that goat starts to turn into some fleshy monstrosity. You know, the limbs start to rip apart, start turning into, like, the hooves grow fingers, split apart. Its mouth sort of gapes open, and a bunch of teeth sort of erupt from the tear in the body as it sort of peels itself in half and starts to shamble towards her. And she's begging and crying for her kin spirit to come and save her. But nothing comes.
Sharp. I guess I'll ask.
Yeah, Sharp, why don't you follow that up?
Sorry.
Yeah, basically. No, that's okay. It was intense. I was actually thinking, so obviously pretty much all of my time activities is kind of daydreaming, right? Mm-hmm. I do like the idea, however, especially with how long Sharp has been an anchorite, and especially having her daughter, like, I think she did, like, begin to find that form of meditation, at least, like, being horizontal in, like, a bed as opposed to always being right. So I think she's, like, laying in the bed and kind of meditating, but, you know, especially with what happened in the evening with Gunnulfin and Kestrel and whatnot, I think she's kind of a little, like, reminiscing about when she met Leopold and kind of how their relationship became and came about. And, you know, just kind of reminiscing about that and kind of leading into what she's always pondering about, which is, will it eventually come to a head where, you know, what's going to happen with him and all of that stuff. So I think that's really prominent on her mind, of reminiscing about that stuff.
So a bit of a sense of anxiety regarding, like, Leopold and his future or her future with him or that situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Do you know when they met first? Do you know what that was?
No.
Do you have it?
Why don't you tell us about it right now?
Do you have a rough idea? You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to commit to anything. I mean,
There's a lunch break, you know.
Yeah. No, I guess it'd be, you know, I guess kind of the classic way that they met, like, at school, right? They're very scientific people. I feel like that's a very easy place to meet people, especially like-minded people. So I like the idea that maybe they met during their studies, you know, kind of, again, having a similar mindset and a similar path forward for themselves. So they probably met in school.
Okay, I like it. Like one of the like kind of magical or magitech academies that they've got in Keslav, something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They bumped into each other in the hallway, and they both dropped their books, and they got all clumsy and nervous, and they had to take
that's
the books
such
back
a-
up.
Leopold's like, I'm sorry.
Oh goodness,
I'm sorry.
so sorry. So clumsy.
Yo, how do you not?
You
What
gotta
if he
have
was like a
the-
Chad? What is this? Why is he? Yeah, why is he got like braces all of a sudden? Oh, jeez, I'm so sorry, miss. Oh.
He's so sorry.
You gotta get the full retainer stuck in the mouth thing. He.
It was, in fact, good that he became an anchorite, because goddamn, he was not a
Okay. About what age do you think? I mean, I know academy is like roughly college age, so like in your 20s or something like that, or like was it like
yeah,
later,
I would think later. I like the idea that, like, these are the type of people who took extra years, right? Like, they weren't like, oh, let's just rush through school. They were like, let's take some time. Let's keep learning. And so I like the idea that they were maybe mid to late 20s ish, and they were already well into their schooling and had already kind of had a similar interest in learning and stuff. Yeah.
No, I like it. Okay. The kind of, you guys are going for your doctorates over here when you meet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Albus, what's on Albus's mind? There's a lot, I'm sure, but
It is quite a bit.
in this moment, this night, after your failures to secure some things for cooking, what's on Albus's mind?
I think a lot of it has to do with Casimir, just the ever-looming presence of it getting closer and closer and having no real answers as to what has happened, who's even alive, how much damage has been caused. The more remnants that we get of it, the more kind of subtle bits of information that we get causes even more anxiety in Albus to know what's going on, and almost to a point where he doesn't want to go to Casimir just because he doesn't want to know that answer. So a lot of his dreams, or I guess his nightmares, have mostly been focused around the end result of what Casimir looks like. He imagines fire, he imagines destruction, he imagines tiger folk bodies laying across everywhere, the infestation taking over his once tribe, his once home. And he does notice not just people from Casimir, but he notices the people in the party too. His friends that he's made also burning inside of Casimir.
Oh no.
So yeah, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry is being felt but not shown outwardly. But I feel like that's probably going to start changing a little bit the closer and closer we get to Casimir.
Okay. Well, are there any particular figures that are on his mind? Any of like your past, the chief, your father, your mother, your sister? Are any of them like? Do any of them feature in this, or are they strangely absent, or like are you seeing their bodies as well? You know, what's
everyone he's ever known from the tribe is pretty much a part of it.
Okay.
All of them are mostly dead. The one that doesn't appear a lot is his sister for some reason. But his mom is there, his dad, the chieftain, the religious leaders of warrior prowess. They're all there. The person that taught him how to cook when he was first in Casimir, he sees him. So everyone's there, except oddly enough, the sister is somewhat absent.
Okay. And as Albus strides sort of around these streets, the destruction in his dreams, you know, there's fire sort of licking and burning and smoldering in places he once knew. You know, there's this sort of haze and smoke on the horizon that seems to sort of obscure, give it an almost sort of like timeless glow to the city as he wanders about the streets in his dream. There is movement amongst the bodies. You know, there's this heaviness with Albus as he walks. He sees faces of people he knows now and people he knew before, and he can't help but, you know, one part of him recognizes maybe this isn't real, but the other part of him recognizes that it could be. And both options are like scary in their own way. Maybe these people are alive, but what would that even mean if they were? What conversations would he have to have? But at the same time, his own party members are dead. They're laid out. He cares about these people, you know? He's broken bread with them. You know, if they were to die in this cause, is it even worth it? if he doesn't think it is, what does that make him? These questions sort of bear down on Albus, and as they do, he almost doesn't recognize that this violent scene, this sort of graveyard of Casimir and the people in his life, he doesn't recognize that there's movement. And it is only at the last second does he recognize that some of the bodies that were dead have begun to move and shift and stand. Parts of them look wrong. There are splits, there are teeth, there are parts of them that don't look quite right, extra fingers, or little things here and there, almost like they were put through. I describe it as like a bad AI. You know what I mean? There are parts of them that don't.
Oh, no.
In the dreamscape, you can recognize in this place that there's something wrong with them, and they approach you. They begin to start surrounding Albus. They start moving about, and they. I guess the real question is, how does Albus respond? I will say, this is a combat. We are going to be having a dreamscape battle here. This is your conflict is what's going to be happening. This is
okay.
Yeah.
Can we do anything then?
We can fly.
In a dreamscape?
In a dreamscape, I will let you guys do. You can flavor a lot of stuff as you want, as it is a dreamscape. But obviously, you can't be like, "Can I do 1 billion damage?" Because I decided I can. You can't do that. That's not how that's gonna work.
All right, Albus is in full-blown panic. Then he's freaking out. He does not like seeing his fellow tiger folk coming back with like 3 arms and jagged ass teeth.
Yeah,
Flesh.
there are parts of them that almost look like they were stitched together until you recognize that it's not stitching. They're teeth, and it's almost like there's mouths or like jaws that have just sort of spontaneously grown themselves on the skin, the surface of their bodies that might just open up and things like that. There's all kinds of stuff like that is just starting, the way that they move. There are times where it feels like one part of the body is trying to move forward while the other part is like still steadying itself. It's almost sort of jerky in like almost like a shambling zombie type way, but with a sort of urgency that zombies don't have, a life to it.
Thanks.
Am I also in my underwear?
And you're late to school. Yeah, and you've
And I forgot my homework and. No,
Also-
Albus is definitely panicked. He's freaking out. This is terrifying.
But as this is a combat, players get first turn, which would fall to you, Albus.
Oh, to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, man. I don't want to hurt them. They're my people. But they're coming after me.
You get that feeling of dread that kind of crawls down your spine in a dream when like those dreams where you're being chased, that sense of danger, it's there. Whatever these things are, they will attack you.
Okay, well, I'm going to attempt to swing at one of them then,
Okay.
in like a kind of like a scared panic. Which button do I click on the weapon? Is it the dice?
Yeah, not the. Well, you want the
Yes.
accuracy one.
Oh, I want to click on accuracy first.
Yeah.
I usually do food stuff, so I don't remember how to do them. There we go.
Well,
I don't think so.
A 1 and a 4 is probably not the best roll that you
Nope.
have here.
Not at all. I might want to do. I'm gonna spend a Fabula point.
There's one.
Well, and Jason, is this? I know it's a dreamscape. Is it a villain?
Sorry, I have dice up here, and now my dice are on the ground.
Hey, ooh.
Sorry, ask again.
Is this a villain technically, or like, no?
It is not a villain.
Okay. So that might be your only. I don't know how many you have banked, Peter, but
Nope,
that
that's
might
it.
be
That's
your
gonna be my
only
last one. But I'm not
Go
going
for
out
it.
with a D10 one roll.
Yep.
Fucking bullshit.
Huh.
Just watch him fumble now.
Ah! Nine.
Well, that's a 1 and a 4, so 13.
9 and 4, yeah, 13.
Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure I remember all the rules for calculating a non-static defense here. Should just be Dex. What's magic defense? It's willpower, correct? I'm remembering this correctly.
It is. Oh god.
Oh god.
It's insight.
Is it insight?
It is
It's
insight.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I think I'm misremembering this. Hey, you.
Willpower
Yeah.
is
Okay.
MP.
Sort of.
So you rolled a 13.
Uh-huh.
You hit. So, what was your damage? I think you already rolled it.
16.
No, that'd be 21. Because your high roll is 9.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, because you re-rolled that, and that's your highest roll now.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Okay. Hey, you. Leave him alone. I need these dice. You're messing up my order. hey, you. I'm gonna have to move you. So you attack one of these creatures. It's a what are you attacking with? With your cleaver in the dream?
I assume I have my cleaver with me, do I? Or am
You
I...
do.
Okay.
If you want it in the dream, then you do, essentially.
All right.
Like,
So
if
he's
you-
kind of swinging one-handedly, but also kind of like staggered a little bit because he's very caught off guard by all the zombies that are surrounding him,
Mhm.
and kind of swinging just in a panicked way of just stay back, just stay away.
Okay. But yeah, you flail about, you swing, and it collides with something. There's sort of this heavy, meaty. It is in so many ways oddly reminiscent in a way that unsettles you with the very familiar sound of you cutting meat when you skin or you take things apart in the kitchen. Like you go through flesh, slides through, it hits bone, all that.
Nice. Good.
But it is a good, clean hit. That said, the things themselves sort of maneuver and lurch and swing and flail at you. In some cases, an arm might kind of paw loosely at you before the arm itself sort of unfolds, part of the bone itself, almost like a mantis claw trying to like reach out and snap at you in ways that shouldn't quite be possible. But let's see how well you do here.
Gross.
Don't touch them. That is having cats
You're shifting.
I'm
You're
shifting. I'm
shifting.
moving around.
Earthquake.
Hey, leave him alone. I'm gonna put you in timeout.
Put him in the corner.
Oh,
That is 19 to hit, which definitely
Oh,
hits you.
God, yeah,
They rolled well. They rolled very
Yep.
well.
Holy shit.
And that is going to be 23 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Yay.
They rolled
oof.
they rolled almost the highest that they could. 7
Ouchie.
and an 8. Yeah.
Cool.
How much damage? Sorry.
23.
23. Yes.
Hey, I have a question that I should have asked already. Am I here yet?
You are not.
Okay.
See, that was what I was going to ask
Okay.
because since it's
Nice.
a dream world, and I'm in a panic, my first thought is to comfort myself with friends.
Okay.
I want to call friends.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, noted. Good.
That's good to know. That's good
Noted.
To know. Noted.
I'm screaming out while I'm swinging my sword.
Flavor. But anyways, you die.
So I will
I
ask.
die in the
then-
dream, which means
I
I
will
die in
ask-
real life.
Yeah, you do. Die in the dream, die in real life. I will ask then, of those of you who are not Albus, who would like to go next? I realize that's a loaded question.
Sure.
That's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
How would we even know? I mean, go ahead, continue.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, if I have a bond with somebody,
Should Peter decide who goes next?
I suppose so.
Actually, sure. Actually, if you like. So, Peter, is there someone in particular that you instinctively call out to more than anybody else?
I have a bond with Kestrel, and I have a bond with Steve.
Okay.
So those are the two that come to my mind immediately.
Okay. Kestrel,
Okay.
you find yourself in the dream, the memory, the goat, the thing that was a goat, as it sort of crawls and scratches and moves its way towards you in this space. What do you remember of the way this scene originally played out? What do you expect to happen?
Well, I expect the sort of disembodied scientist to disable my shackles to see if the test is successful, if they can trigger a reaction, a transformation from me, to see if my kin spirit comes forth. And it did in the original memory. I transformed and ended up killing and devouring the goat. But
In this version, this sort of twisted version in your memory, you look down and you expect the chains to fall away. It's not a fate that you wanted. It's not that you wanted to attack this thing, but you look down and the shackles remain. There's this sort of moment where the reality of the dream not matching what you remember kind of hits your subconscious mind. There's a bit of a moment of panic of just being unsure what happens next. Are you supposed to fend it off with the chain? Is that something that you can do? That's not what happened. There's a panic that rises within you. And as you push yourself back farther up against the steel walls, you hear a sound that doesn't belong in this place. You know, what was once just the chittering, the clacking, the scraping of what was once this poor little creature, kind of almost seems to get drowned out, or what's the right word for here? The contrast is noticeable to you in that you recognize the sound of laughter, of talking. And at first it sounds like it might be the murmuring of scientists as they go over their notes and, congratulate each other, or, that's so interesting. But it's not. It's lighthearted. It's friendly. It's recognizable. And you recognize in that moment that it's the sound of you and your friends here, of Steve, of Rosalind, of Albus, Sharp, of Gunoff. All of you guys talking, of you guys laughing, of you guys having a conversation. You can't quite place what you're saying, but the murmur itself, the noise of your friends is comforting in a way that as you sort of turn towards the source of the noise, you realize that you're no longer standing within the steel-walled place that you were. You find yourself sitting in that little tavern in Lighthaven with the food laid out in front of you, the vulture folk and Bonnie, the little bunny folk. It's a different memory, a different scene of the time that you guys were there. And
Tucker's
as you,
there too.
huh?
Tucker is also there.
Oh,
No, Tucker is not there. And as you're looking around at everybody, there's a certain, let's call it, a fuzziness to everybody's faces, as is often the case in dreams sometimes. It's not about, some parts of them look a little different. Maybe their outfits look a bit more up to date than they were that day. Things are fuzzy in these sort of memories. But as you look across at all of your companions, your eyes fall upon Albus, and the look on his face is not the one that matches this memory or this atmosphere. There's worry, there's concern, there's fear. And there's, as you look at him at this table, as surrounded by people that seem to be having fun, he almost looks injured. He looks hurt. And you realize that the memory of this moment is falling away as well. And you now find that he is standing there in front of you, scared, unsure, and there is fire around you on the horizon. There are buildings of a design that you don't recognize, streets that you've never seen before. There's plants. They're tall and thin, green. You've never seen them before. This is a brand new place to you, a place not from your memories, but there are things that you recognize very much. There are creatures of the flesh here, roaming and moving, and it's at this point that you see Albus is in trouble, and a part of you recognizes that he needs help, and he wants your help.
mm-hmm.
So you are now officially in the combat. So
Okay.
You are now surrounded, much like him, by the same lurching creatures of the flesh.
So,
yes.
question.
Mhm.
How many creatures of the flesh am I looking at?
You are looking at... Is this because you have an area attack?
No.
Maybe.
I
It's
am
for
at...
curiosity's sake.
Ah!
Oh!
This is tough. This is a singular creature for the sake of this encounter,
Ah,
but because it is a dream, it is a little vague, if that makes sense.
so, mechanically, we're looking at one attacking him, but conceptually, I feel the presence of many.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are fighting a singular creature that I've called a dream incursor, but it is descriptively, because it is occupying the dream here with you, it may look like any number of things. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How injured does he look? How panicked do you look? How injured do you look, Albus?
I'm very panicked. Eyes are very wide. Kind of panting a little bit because of the adrenaline that's rushing through my body right now. So heavy breathing, rapid breathing, high, dilated eyes, like a cat. When cat sees something, they are very hyper focused on.
Mm-hmm.
Ears are back. Tail is tucked in.
Right.
And I'm just kind of swinging the sword. I'm just like panically swinging the sword. I haven't
You're
even
still
noticed
swinging.
it yet, I don't think. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
missing,
think-
but I'm swinging.
All right. I think I would like to try to maybe come from behind you so I don't catch a stray. And I think I'm going to try to grab for your arm. You're much stronger than me, but I'm going to try to sort of grab for your arm and I'm going to use heal on you, which should be 40 HP, I think.
Yay.
But in addition to that, I mean, while I'm sort of doing this, I'm not just trying to heal you. I'm also trying to impress upon you a sense of clarity and calm. Obviously, it's not baked into it mechanically, but flavor-wise, as I touch you, the blood that sort of, usually just flows from the puncture points of my shackles, which are embedded into my arms right now, sort of seeps into you. You feel that bond connection open, and I try to calm you down. Even though I'm a little frazzled myself, I've seen a bit more to recognize that this is not real. And I say, Albus, look at me. It's not real. It's not real. Calm down. I'm here to help.
At the hearing of your voice, an immediate kind of shock rushes down Albus's spine, realizing that you're there, and he kind of quickly flips around and sees you, and he kind of panics and goes, Kestrel, what are you doing here? You need to leave. Get out of here.
I need to help you. It's okay. We'll get through this. And I pull my hand away, but I'm like, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. A memory, maybe. I don't know. But I'm here to help.
Albus is still very locked in because everything is so familiar and just feels so real, and he can't even comprehend it being a dream. And the way he's kind of he's still staring down whatever this creature amalgamation is in front of him. His panic is slightly softened, but he's still in pretty high panic.
Copy that.
And if you could, Albus, this will be a bit more relevant later. But give yourself the dazed condition.
Dazed, okay.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't remember any of these.
Got it.
Dazed. Reeling.
And I should mention that the damage you took earlier was light damage as well.
Light damage, okay.
I don't think that matters for any of you, but it does. It is technically a thing.
I think it actually matters for Sharp.
Oh, does it?
Because she's got the undead.
Yeah,
perk.
I think I'm weak to sharp.
Gotcha.
Weak to sharpness.
Weak to myself.
Yeah, I'm weak to myself.
Albus is gonna kind of heed what Kestrel's been saying, but still be in kind of a protective mode and want to make sure that she's safe from these things. So he's gonna continue to encourage her to run, and he's going to look at Kestrel and be like, "There's too many. We can't take them all. I can keep them at bay, and you can get out of here."
And go where?
Anywhere, but not here.
I was in another memory. I don't think I want to go back there. I think I just stay here and help. It'll be okay.
And then Albus is going to then take kind of a step back to get aligned with Kestrel, and just say to her, "Well, then prepare to fight. If we gotta stand by.
And
they're coming for us."
Yeah, I sort of shiver. I clutch my shackles and I say, "I don't know if my kin spirit's coming to help, but I'll try."
Just stay close to me.
Okay.
And as the creatures begin to shift and move, and in some ways they are almost trying to like encircle you, they're kind of trying to pin you amongst these city streets that you're in. Kestrel, you notice that amongst this crowd of creatures, is a very familiar, small, formerly goat-shaped little critter.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Pickle.
No, there's no pickle here.
I'm here.
I'm gonna eat your face.
I can save the game.
And even Albus, to some degree, you recognize that one of these little creatures does not look like one that you recognize. It doesn't look like it came from friend or family. It
Okay.
just looks like some small animal was thrown into this batch, and it's hobbled together and is moving towards, Kestrel and all that. But let's see here.
What the fuck is that?
A 14 to hit you, Albus.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh no!
That's gonna hit.
Gonna slap you up.
So as you're trying to protect Kestrel and trying to sort of back everybody up, these creatures sort of lunge and snap at you. One of them, kind of pushes themselves onto you, and you kind of throw them off. But even though you do, a whole nother part of them literally snaps out. A part that shouldn't be a mouth just reaches out and snaps and manages to get a solid bite into you. This is another, unfortunately, I keep rolling 8s on these d8s, so that should be another 23 light damage. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Nice.
Where does he bite me?
Nice.
It's a good solid chunk, kind of like right on your right flank, kind of like right by the ribs. You can feel it just dig in.
Okay.
Yummy.
My kidney.
Market.
My kidney.
And as that happens, there's this sort of low rumble that at first the two of you think is maybe thunder, which seems a little out of place given the fiery sort of horizon that seems to predominate this place. But the thunder changes. It forms words, and to a certain degree, Kestrel, you almost seem to recognize this voice as you just hear the words interloper just sort of echo amongst this sort of place that you guys are in. You know, the rubble and the dirt on the ground kind of rattles a bit as this booming kind of voice comes from somewhere. Steve,
Yeah.
you are in your dark place, let's say.
Can I tell you something really quick too?
You may.
I think in this point in the dream, I'm like totally like dominated by the shadow.
Okay.
Like I'm not even like in my right mind anymore.
Okay.
Dark Steve Pukey.
Is there
Yeah.
anything in particular that you're doing in this? Like are you attacking friends, or are you killing innocent people, or is it like something much more like, I don't know, subtle?
I think I'm thinking of everyone who's ever wronged me, even in a small way, and getting my revenge.
And what kind of revenge? Are we talking like you're just killing them all, or like
Yeah,
are
pretty
you-
much. Yeah,
Okay.
Unfortunately, not to be a total edgelord, but that's, you know, as someone like bumped me in the shoulder, I'm not like, "Ugh," but you know, like gone back on a deal that was important, tried to screw us over. So like, there's still an element of like,
Break
I'm
your
not
sword.
gonna be like indiscriminately attacking friends.
Yeah.
I have no more inhibition.
You're walking, you are in the crowded streets of Horizon, and you are pushing through these people, and every face you see is a face you hate. They have wronged you. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
I
these
hate
people. And you push them back, and they get in your face. So you slit their throat because they deserve it. You know, some of them, the nasty ones, they'll pull knives on you. You know, the ones that are just rude, they say rude, horrible stuff to you, and you are, this is like the most brutal brawl that in a street that you could imagine. But every time you kill somebody, there's somebody new for you to hate that keeps showing up. And as you're just, at some point, almost the line between your blade and your arm just disappears. You are just this weapon that is dispensing hatred and vengeance upon these people. But there's just so many bodies. There's so many people. You almost find yourself stumbling and tripping to a point, until at one point you get that feeling of almost falling backwards a little bit. It's almost jarring in a way. It almost like pulls you out of the dream, but you find yourself clutching the dawn feather, still angry, but the surprise has broken your concentration enough that you find yourself sort of laying on the floor of a familiar room, but one that's out of place. The one where you and the rest of the group had enjoyed your feast with the vulture and the bunny folk and everyone in your party. You can hear, you see Rosalind, you see Sharp. There are sounds, there are memories of this moment of you guys laughing, enjoying yourselves. But as you kind of like try to break yourself, like it's such a juxtaposition. You remember this moment and it was a happy moment, but you're not feeling that right now. There's something off-putting about it that you can't quite place in this moment. But as you look at all of your companions to try to figure out where, center yourself here, you recognize that Albus is distressed. And as you look to Kestrel, she is equally distressed. And you now find yourself yet again moved. Just like them, you are now in the streets of a city you don't recognize. There is fire, there is rubble, there are bodies everywhere, most of them moving in ways they shouldn't, most of them now getting up, surrounding. You're now in this circle surrounded by these creatures the same way that Albus and Kestrel are, but you're still gripping the Dawn Feather with the same hatred and vengeance, just ready to dish out. So what do you do on your turn?
So what is going to happen is I get really angry that my friends are distressed, and still dream state. I'm not in my right mind. I've been all over the place. I want to draw the sword and just get consumed by darkness again. I was doing better, and I'm just furious again. So, just consumed, covered in shadow, emanating from the sword, and I want to just crouch down. This is gonna be, it's basically the guard action, but the one where I don't do anything, and just waiting for them to give me an excuse where to strike first. And then I want to let him have it. So that's going to be my turn.
Okay. And the creatures, they stumble, they move, to randomly determine who they hit. Certainly not going to feel random. One of them continues to press the assault and starts attacking, moving towards Albus.
Yay.
It's a is this where you step in to deflect it, or no? Or I guess I need to see.
Absolutely,
we'll see
yeah.
if it hits or not.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to.
Where does Steve appear from Albus and Kestrel's perspective?
So there's this moment where you guys feel like you're backing up into a dark corner. Like you're trapped, right? Like the walls are closing in on you, until you recognize that the shadows of the darkness almost seem to move a little bit. It's sort of an odd sensation. It's almost like a light source that isn't quite where it should be or whatever. Just the general claustrophobic vibe that was once sort of seeming to like sneak into the edges of your vision seems to relent a little bit, but not because it's receding, but because it's moved, and you see that it is moving with Steve, who is now there with you. And unlike Steve, who is sort of blinded by this, you guys can see that the Dawn Feather itself, his blade, has become this almost shimmering black, that same blackness that you've seen from the pitch that was put on it. It is almost completely consumed the whole blade. You can even see that it's sort of like a fungus or something. It's crawled its way, almost like it's spilled or moved itself up Steve's arm. It is almost beginning to like coat him, and the shadows cling to Steve in ways that reflect the darkness in his own eyes in this moment, as he just looks to inflict violence on the things that are threatening you too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he still has carrying feelings toward both of us. He's not just going completely berserk on us.
Correct.
And killing anything.
Well, part of
Okay.
why I'm going so berserk is because you guys are in danger.
Okay, got it.
A question: can I feel that through the bond, though? Just out of curiosity?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start making you keep a track of how many times you say curiosity. That's
I know. We gotta get a curiosity counter.
yeah, we get one of those. There's two
Ding,
right
ding,
there.
ding. We're at 4 now.
3.
We're gonna be minding our own
Three.
business in a town. She's
Three.
gonna say curiosity for the 50th time, and the whole fucking town's gonna explode.
It'll explode.
Yeah,
There's
I'm on-
nuclear weapons in this
Exactly.
game now, and it's going straight for the town.
yeah, that's your 100th curiosity. Unfortunately, that spawns flesh creature. No,
That spawns the end boss.
you can feel. I mean, I will say that you can maybe feel it better than Albus, but like both of you can feel that there is a certain level of like darkness. There's a malice. There's a I mean, not to be too on the nose, but like you feel the wrath that Steve wants to dish out. There is a righteous indignation. This is not just anger, which is something that to a degree you recognize, Kestrel. This is the next step. This isn't just I'm angry, I dislike you. This is wrath. This is the sort of like divine righteous indignation where you believe that suffering and violence should be met out on someone else because it is the correct action. It has moved beyond any feeling of emotion or instinct. This is wrath in its purest form, and that is what Steve is radiating in this moment.
Maya, if you are Kestrel,
Right.
if you're really curious, you're probably I don't know how refined your palate is for types of anger, but there is a lot of kind of self-loathing mixed in there as well.
Oh,
So
I'm pretty aware of that, yeah.
Under the surface, like a lifetime of feeling inadequate and learning everything you worked for was for nothing, kind of fueling this more surface up. And now you're gonna go for my friends, huh? Well, and that's what you're.
Okay. Pretty scary stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know? I'm getting attacked by a flesh monster, now I'm here with Albus fighting off another one, and you're here
Albus just having a
suddenly
panic
looking
attack.
like
and
looking like the embodiment of rage itself. Yeah,
And
okay.
you were having a nice sleep.
Seriously.
Too.
We were not having nice sleep.
That's true. No one was actually. So, Jason, so
No.
no matter what, I'm gonna block this attack, especially first getting on the scene.
It is a 14 to hit, which I know
Yep,
hits.
that's gonna hit.
That's him anyway. I don't know that it hits me. I have to look really quick. Let's see. It. If it matches, it hits, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then it hits me.
Okay.
Do you
That
have
is-
defensive master? No, I'm sorry, fortress. No, what is it? What's the one where you can counter? Oh, you don't have weapon
Oh, yeah.
master, do you?
Oh, no, I'm
He
so
does.
far past that, Peter. No,
Okay.
Don't even worry about it. 'Cause it's built into my heroic skill, so it's about to come right now. But
Okay,
how
cool.
much damage do I take first, Jason?
That is 21 light damage.
Awesome.
You roll 8 again?
But
And you suffer dazed.
so I also wanted to suffer enraged, by the way.
You just want to.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you
I'm
do
at.
it. If you want to
So
do it, you can do it.
enraged,
Teacher,
dazed,
you forgot about the homework.
and then, yeah, I know. And then technically, Jason, does light do more damage?
Does light do more damage to you? Is what you're saying, or is light do
In
damage?
this stage.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Do you
I don't really want it. I'm just.
say, do you want it to?
I mean, probably not. It would get me into crisis, but I also would rather just keep my health. So.
No, I don't think. Despite you being sort of consumed by darkness, I don't know that it's so complete a transformation here that you are. Yeah, you're not.
So I'm going to do my counterattack. Now, it doesn't matter what you rolled with this heroic skill. So that's cool. Gonna roll it.
Well, critical success.
Nice.
There we go.
I'm mad. By the
You're
way, I
big
just
angry.
used this fucking
Kill
attack.
everybody.
I just stand in and I want you to know that there's no flinching. I just fucking take it.
Okay.
And then a crit.
Do you
What
need us
happened
to read
now?
off your opportunities again?
Oh god.
So is that 16 damage? Is that what I'm seeing here?
It is actually 21 damage because he hit me, and that's an extra 5 damage with my heroic skill.
Okay, 21 damage.
Nice.
Because there's no extra damage when you crit, right? It's just
It's
An automatic hit.
You get this. You get this.
Well,
yeah, you get the thing, but I mean, like, there are things that will do that, but I don't think you, unless I'm missing it. It should just be your opportunity, but like, you can do a lot with your opportunity here.
Can I pull everybody in? Or is there like a story thing that you
Like a black
are
hole?
kind of wanting to get with every person?
I mean, it's going to be very similar, but you're saying you want to try to just pull everybody in one moment.
I want to like take out like tendrils and just like fucking go out and just yank everybody into the same dreamscape and be like, get over here, we're doing this now.
Cute.
I was gonna say I also have a bond with Kissif if we want to call him in here too.
Oh shit! I gotta make sure that everything is built up. But we could absolutely do that. I'm ready to go.
Scream to the clouds, Kissif!
It's not.
I'm ready to go. I'm
Sorry, guys, that's not how that works.
Oh
but
damn!
I have a bond with the town of Roulette if we want to just pull the entire city in.
Yeah,
No!
drop it down on it.
What?
Yes.
Actually, Jason, there was a, you know what? There was a voice that was talking.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to go over what the opportunities were again? Do you remember what they are?
Well, I want to do a story one. I've always telling people to do the story one, and now that I have a chance, I want to do that.
So
It's changed something about the story, or
I think you're talking about the Fabula point, right? So you can do a plot twist. Someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene. That's an opportunity. But the actual story plot twist, I believe, is for your Fabula points here, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, you want to spend... Because your opportunities are, like, the +4 on the next check. A creature suffers, days shaken, weakened, or slowed. You create a bond towards someone or something, or add an emotion to a bond. A faux pas, if they make the compromising statement. Favor, you earn someone's favor or admiration. Information, you get the useful clue. Lost item, an item is destroyed, stolen, or whatever. Progress, you can fill up 2 sections of a clock. Plot twist, someone or something of your choice suddenly appears in the scene. Scan, you discover one vulnerability. or unmask, you learn the goals and motivations of a creature of your choice. Those are your opportunities. Not quite the full story rewrite that you can use Fabula points for.
Well, the cool idea I had, it would be way too much work of bringing somebody in from the other campaign, even as like a construct. I mean,
that is someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene.
Yeah, but you'd have to like build them. Like
You can bring in your wife.
I mean, what are you thinking of doing? How much work are we talking here? Do I just need to come up with what's your idea? Throw me your idea and I can tell you how doable it is.
I would be like somebody that I was very close with. Probably Marcus or Marla. That was every character in that campaign. Everybody's name started with an Mar at the beginning. And that's kind of what I would do. But this just seems like a lot of work. So let's just stick with trying to pull everybody in if that would work.
Should be one person, I would say.
Okay,
Someone or
Kisif
something.
is ready to go.
No, not
Could I have an idea. Were you going to find a way for Maisie to get in here, or because she can't dream, she couldn't come?
She can come.
Oh, okay.
She can, but if you'd like to assist with that, that can be useful.
Who is not coming?
Are you asking me who's not coming?
Yeah.
The list is very long of who's not coming. Are you asking in this group?
Tucker's not coming.
Is Wolf
Pickle's
coming?
not
Is
coming.
Wolf coming?
Wolf is not coming.
Okay, can Wolf come then? Because could I be like, to deal the most damage, I need the baddest motherfucker here.
An interesting question. Do you have a bond with Wolf?
No, he's just the strongest guy that I know here.
Does anybody have a bond with Wolf?
I got a bond with Wolf.
You do have a
That's
bond with
cool.
Wolf.
I do.
I don't
let
yet.
me verify,
I should at
but
this point.
I have the wrong
You're
sheet.
slow
open.
dancing with them.
Are you okay with me using your opportunity to give you the chance of bringing Wolf into this?
Yes.
Okay. If that is the case,
Yes, I have a bond with them.
Okay. I will let you, Steve. I want you to do a willpower, and I want Kestrel to do a willpower. So you're sort of piggybacking off of her, and add your bond bonus to this.
So, like willpower?
Just,
So
or
you're
just one.
roll one of your willpowers, and then Kestrel's going to roll one of her willpowers.
So just a D8. Mm.
So
do-
whatever
do-
your
wait,
dice
yeah.
is.
Whatever your
Roll
dice
that one.
is.
Mm.
Thankfully, you don't have a debuff on your willpower, so you should be
Yeah, I
good.
was thinking about that.
Okay. I don't know why the Roll20 chat window just popped out. That's so annoying.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
hey, that's not bad.
Not bad.
I think I should reroll.
and then your bond, which is what, 1
Yeah.
to 10.
That's a 10.
Should I reroll? Fuck it, why not? We're
You got
here.
another
Alright.
point to spend?
Spend my fabulations.
Uh-oh.
Well.
Oh no, that's not
The math was
good.
bond and not reroll, but
Oh,
Would you rather?
it already
I would
happened.
rather
guess
bond.
So
Yeah, I mean, this is up to Jason, I suppose. But, you know,
I'll let I will let you.
will maybe walk it back.
I will let you walk it back.
Thanks. I like to walk it back.
We're in a
and add my
dream.
bond.
Anything can happen.
I understand that sometimes you guys forget what your options are.
because a bond is a
Thanks.
10,
I'm not
you would have to roll a 7 to get a check better than a 10. 11 or 12 is no better than a 10. So you'd only be able to roll a 7 or 8 to hit a 13, so you might as well take the for sure, hit the +1 for a 10, because you're risking the 3 out of 8 chance of worse or the same.
Like a lot of math, dude.
So you said you were
I'll believe
already
you.
adding the strength of the bond. Can she add it again, or
Yeah, I'll let it. I'll add
Okay.
Okay.
I have a. It's +1, but you know.
Okay. So it's 11.
Okay. I have to figure out how I want to calculate the chance of this happening. Let's. I think you're fine. Okay, so, man, how do I articulate this? So, thinking of the most dangerous foe that you can, Steve, you're thinking we need help. There is, you think of Wolf, the strongest guy that you know, effectively. And man, let's see here. I'm going to say that there is a shift, so to speak, in the presence of the dream. There is, I don't want to say like a darkening or anything of the sort, but almost like a pressure difference, a breeze, if you will. There is this smell of air that doesn't have the same ash, that doesn't have the same heat that has been existing in this place. For a brief moment, there is a very different sort of smell that almost, just to most of you, it smells strange, almost wet and irony. And I mean not like as in irony, but like iron, the smell of iron, of blood. Kestrel, you recognize that as the smell of your home, where you came from. Just the way that the air went through the trees, that there's almost this waft of atmosphere from your home that sort of pushes itself through the streets. And a whole section of these creatures that are lumbering at you sort of seem to just get bulldozed to the ground as you see the wolfen form of Wolf. Just the huge creature with all the skulls down its back. Wolf in his natural form, the hunter, the great wolf of the Heartwood, is here in the dream, and you can just see it. It almost, he looks confused, but there's instinctual for him. There are creatures of the flesh here to hunt, and he has immediately started pouncing on a ton of them. So yes, I will add Wolf to the initiative.
Yay! You're welcome, Kestrel.
My brother's here. We're saved. Nothing bad can ever happen again.
Now, when your brother dies in this thing, I'm gonna feel real bad.
Okay, yeah.
If he dies in the dream, he dies for real.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or if he dies in the dream, he goes into a coma, right? Is that how that works?
It depends on if we're in a dream or if we're in the spirit lands, I suppose. Which I suppose I want to ask about, but I'll wait until it's my turn again.
I don't know where I am.